Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 5 best cards at each position here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. I'll be totally honest with y'all. This is it's pretty loaded list for sure. I have to say, I do think there are a lot of insane cards in this list and not very many attainable cards on this list, unfortunately, which is a shame, but it's not a huge surprise with the direction this game has gone. So I think this list may include a lot of cards that aren't viable options for a lot of people's teams, and that's understandable. There are a few mixed in on this list of like legitimately good attainable cards. There are a couple, so that's good, but I think for the most part, it's a pretty darn expensive list. So that being said, before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into it. So we'll start off at the point guard position, number 5. This is confusing, but I'm gonna go Brandon Roy at number 5. I love this card's jump shot. I love his SIGs. He has obviously all the new GOAT cards now have the same SIGs, which is the Francis size up, Curry escape, Trey behind the back, Garland dribble style, De'Aaron Fox crossover, Zach LaVine drag back, and Tyrese Halliburton hezzy. Brandon Roy has got those standard SIGs, which are the best SIGs in the game. He's an absolute dog, and I love his jumper too. Colin Sexton upper is elite. I think he's really good. I'm a big fan of B-Roy at the point guard position, and I do have Julius Erving at number 4, which means I don't have Penny Hardaway in the top 5, even though I think Penny Hardaway and Dr. J are actually pretty much the same card in terms of they're both 6'7" and they have the same jumper and the same SIGs. For whatever reason, Dr. J felt a lot better than Penny when I used him. I don't know if that makes sense. It doesn't really make sense. I would have Penny at 6 and probably should have him at 5 because I think they're the same card, but I didn't play good with Penny, and maybe that's my fault. It probably is, but either way, I loved Dr. J. I think he's incredible. One of the few cards on this list that's actually attainable as well. Pro Pass reward, yes, but the Pro Pass is actually pretty rewarding, and he is a great card. So for me, I think this is a completely reasonable card to put at number 4, and I think he's actually an absolute stud, and honestly could be argued a spot higher, I'd say. LeBron at number 3, I think you could put him down a little bit if you wanted to, just because he's got, there's a couple like super small animations you could nitpick. Like for example, he has Harden step back instead of LaVine, but I don't think it matters that much. His jumper's great. He's 6'9". He's got an awesome, he's got all the SIGs basically besides that. His stats and badges are still basically perfect. He's an absolutely incredible card. I don't see why he is not still a top 3 point guard option. That being said, I do think Andre Kirilenko is better. The GOAT AK they dropped is like a better Braun in a lot of ways. A 6'9" point guard with an incredible jumper, but literally perfect SIGs this time. And so he's not missing the couple small things that Braun has, plus the stats and badges are, the stats are the same. The badges are better than at least a base invincible Braun. There's not a big difference between the cards, but I also really love AK's jumper. I think for me, AK at number 2 is the right choice. That being said, number 1 is the Joker, Nikola Jokic. And Jokic is 6'11" at point guard. He's basically a 6'11" version of all of these guys, besides, again, Harden step back, but that doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Pro 2 fade, incredible jumper, amazing slasher, all the SIGs in the world. And he's a 6'11" point guard. He can't not be number 1. I think Jokic is the best point guard in the game overall. At the shooting guard position, we got Cedric Maxwell at number 5, one of the few attainable, like truly attainable cards in this list. Now, he's not attainable anymore. You can't do challenges to get him anymore, but I hope you got him when you could, because he is an absolute dog. 6'8", 7-foot wingspan, elite shooter, elite shot creator, has literally invincible SIGs, amazing fade, 6'8" at the 2, again, provides real size and switchability. Defensively, he's a stud. He's got everything you want. He's got great dunks. I love the card. I think he's the best dark matter card in my team personally. Such a big fan of Seti. At the shooting guard position as well is Dr. J. His free version this time, the non-pro pass. I did decide to include both of these cards. They are different cards and they are different in their positions. Most people will use PG Dr. J at PG, or this card if they didn't buy the pro pass at shooting guard. So I think he's worth including. Just like with the other Dr. J, he is an absolutely incredible card and one of the best players at his position in the game. At 6'7", the only knock on this card is height. He's an absolute dog. The only criticism I truly have of him, besides his other card, is that his player build is smaller. That's it. He's got the not as big afro, which makes him look maybe an inch smaller on the court. That's it. He's an incredible card. He's got the exact same stats, badges, and animations as the other Dr. J, and I think he is top 4 at the position. Top 3 is going to be Kevin Durant, not the GOAT version, but the invincible version, who's still a 6'10" shooting guard with basically perfect SIGs and an elite jumper. And it's just, again, one of those cards very similar to like Jokic or LeBron, might be a little older, still an unbelievable card who was very before their time. KD's been the best shooting guard in the game literally all year until this weekend, and he's still maybe the best shooting guard in the game. In fact, he is the best shooting guard in the game. We'll just do these next two as well. Michael Beasley and again, Kevin Durant. He's still the top shooting guard in the game as well, which is insane. That being said, Beasley is at least better than Invincible in my opinion, and has an argument compared to the GOAT as well. Beasley is absolutely broken with an incredible jumper, perfect sigs. I loved his Dark Matter. You get the GOAT version with perfect sigs where the Dark Matter had like a lot of holes sigs wise. It's an insane card. He's absolutely amazing. One of the best cards in the game, period. Both the GOAT KD and the GOAT Beasley are just absolutely ridiculous cards. I think you could make an argument for Beasley at number 1 if you want, but for me, this is how I would have at the top 5 at the shooting guard position. Moving on to the small forward position, Invincible Kevin McHale comes in at number 5 for me. I like this card a lot. I think his jumper's really smooth and easy. I think he's got every single sig except for Francis. He's got a great jumper, and defensively, he's 6'10", but he's got a 7'11" wingspan. So really big, lanky, versatile, switchable defender with, again, like I said, a really good jump shot and just a lot of things to like about him. I think he is an absolute stud at number 5. Number 4 is Giannis, who's honestly very similar to McHale. Doesn't have literally perfect sigs, but they're very close. He is absolutely incredible on the defensive end of the court, so switchable and elite, and just one of the best options in the game at the small forward position, bar none. I think his offense, jumper's great, size is glitchy, he's tough to contest with a lot of smaller defenders. He's a great card. Top 4 feels fair. I got Pettit at number 3. I have finally accepted that Pettit being 6'9" knocks him down like a couple spots. I still think he's insane. He's my favorite jumper in the game. The Patty Mills base with Colin Sexton upper, this is my favorite card in the game. That being said, there are a couple cards that I think are probably better, like Paulo Banchero, mainly because of size and switchability. At number 2, I think is a little better than Pettit, just because Paulo is bigger, really is the main thing. His jumper's still incredible. He's basically a 6'10" version of GOAT Michael Jordan, who doesn't crack the top 5 at point guard because of size mostly, but at small forward, I think he is, with perfect sigs and everything, the perfect everything. I mean, Pettit also has the hardened step back. Paulo's got Levine. Like, he's got literally every single small, tiny detail perfect. He is a incredible card, and he's the best Paulo can pretty much be, and yet I still think KG's better, just because I think KG has that Sexton upper, and he's a little taller. You know, he's 1 inch taller. He's got the Sexton upper. I just think personally KG's a little bit better card, but they're really close, and I think this is a fair part of the list as well. Next up is going to be the power forward position, and at number 5, I'm going with Invincible. Okay, it didn't pop up. There we go. Invincible Kristaps Porzingis. KP at number 5 is a 7'2" big with legitimately solid, if not unbelievably insane movement, but very good Garland dribble style, glitchy fast jump shot. He is an elite card and one of the best shooting guards in my team. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Definitely think he's one of the better shooting guards in the game. And one of the better power forwards in the game. What am I saying? But I don't think he's better than any of the GOAT cards. The power forward position is full of GOAT cards. D-Rob at number 4 has one flaw. It's Patty Mills based Oscar upper, which is kind of weird. It's the same jumper Chris Webber has, Vince Carter has, Oscar Robertson has, Dwayne Wade has. Like, a bunch of top tier cards have it. And it's super fast, but it's a little inconsistent. Not my favorite shot. That being said, he's 7'1" with everything else you could possibly ask for in terms of stats, badges, animations, sigs, and it's still a very fast jump shot. And he's a dog. I still think he's the worst of the GOATs, though, to be totally fair. There are 4 insane power forwards. Kareem at number 3 is just wild. 7'2" with perfect sigs, a basically perfect jumper. He is cracked out of his mind, but so is Wilt. Wilt has Patty Mills base with... What upper does Wilt have again? I actually need to for cheats. GG Jackson upper, and it's good. It reminds me of Patty Mills with Garland too. It's another really good Patty Mills, one of the best Patty Millses, and it's super smooth, super easy, and I just think he's very similar size-wise to Kareem. He's got the 8-foot wingspan, and with the jumper that he has and the exact same sigs as Reem, I think the slight edge goes to Wilt. That being said, Hakeem is power forward Bob Pettit. Also perfect in terms of sigs, also insane jump shot, but he has the jump shot. Patty Mills Sexton, my favorite shot in the game. I'm biased toward it. He's only an inch shorter than Wilt, 2 inches shorter than Kareem. I think he's better than them because of that specific one fact. Although these 3 guys are extremely interchangeable. They are all unbelievable cards. And then moving on to the center position. Again, keep in mind, some of these guys at center position can play the power forward position as well. But the way that I did this list is... I didn't want to use the same cards multiple times. I did use the same player multiple times in a couple spots, but I didn't want to use the same cards in the same spot. So, like, for example, some of these guys who can play power forward at the top of the center position might be better than some of these power forwards because of their size, but I only put them at center, if that makes sense. So with that being said, Smits at 5 is 7'4" with an incredible jumper. He's one of the only other attainable cards on this list. I think he is probably the second best dark matter in the game right now. Jumper's incredible. He's 86 speed, which means with the coach he's 91, and when he's like working towards his takeover, if he's got a takeover, there's a boost speed, he can be up into the high 90s. Not to mention he's again 7'4" with a 7'8" wingspan. That type of size, you guard Yao, you can guard Taco, you can guard everybody. I think he's better than Taco. I don't have Taco in the top 5. I actually do think Rick Smits is probably better than Taco as of right now. I have changed my opinion on that one, I think. And I finally have officially decided that, I think, yesterday. But I'm not, that either way, you could put Taco at number 5 too if you wanted to. They're very close. I do think at number 4 is Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson's kind of like a 99 speed version of Rick Smits. There is a pretty big gap between the top. I'm sorry, Ralph Sampson is not number 4. Ralph Sampson is number 3. We will come back to Ralph Sampson because I did overlook somebody. Number 4 is probably 100 overall Victor Wembanyama. I think that is, well, no, you know what? I'm changing my entire list on the fly. And I don't know why I wrote it down this way because I was wrong. This is not right. I'm spoiling the whole list, I guess. But Yao Ming is going to be number 4. Wemby at 3, Ralph at 2. We'll get to 1 in a second. The reason being, Yao has the least movement of any of these 3 guys, and Yao is the tallest, but I think his jumper is also the worst. Ralph's jumper is definitely better. Wemby's jumper is probably better, and it's harder to contest as well. And Yao doesn't have as much movement as either of them do. They both have Pro 2 fade. Yao does not. I think their size is big enough to where they don't struggle with Yao. I think Yao is number 4, Wemby is number 3, Ralph is number 2. Ralph has more movement than Wemby. That's why he's higher than Wemby. Also, his jumper is basically just as uncontestable as Wemby's. He is broken. This card is so good. Go watch the Showdown Showcase video I did with this Ralph Sampson earlier today. He is cracked out of his mind. This Wemby's also insane though, and spoiler alert for one of tomorrow's videos, I might have picked him up too. I think I got a really good deal on a 100 overall Wemby. So y'all will see that video tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that one on the God Squad. But this is what we're looking at for our center position. But number 1 is Invincible Wembanyama. He's just a better Ralph, better SIGs overall, also insanely glitchy, uncontestable type jump shot. He is absolutely broken. He's basically the perfect version of the rest of these cards. You know what I mean? So I think the top 4 on this list are a lot higher than number 5. Like 5 could be debated between Rick Smits and Taco and maybe even 1 or 2 other guys. But I think this is a pretty accurate list overall. And I think these top 5s are pretty good across the board. So y'all let me know what y'all think of these lists in the comment section down below. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.